Mic is not working. Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. Okay. Because it became really annoying. Every time you attend a presentation since the past year, it's the main buzzword. It's all about COVID, pandemic, lockdown, which is reality. We have to admit, but I think it's enough. Enough is enough. So we want to see how can we go beyond this. But honestly, there is huge challenge and faced all kind of industry, and government was the main one. I tried to renew my kids' passport during the lockdown 1 year ago, and it was nightmare. And we couldn't travel when they allowed travel because I didn't have passport in my hand. Because government was really ready to face such a situation where they can do everything remotely, and people will be connected, distributed, being able to provide the same services in the same way they used to do it in the normal day. So they realize the benefit of this. How can we really be citizen-centric rather than a service-centric? So how can I provide all services I used to provide in a traditional working situation to my citizen, irrespective if it is like a normal, lockdown, pandemic, etc. So this became like a need. How can I secure this kind of distributed workforce? Now those people is connected from their living home, watching TV on their mobile, connected to my confidential asset in my data center. Yes, we have VPN, but is it enough and designed to cover 100% of my staff working remotely? Of course, no. It used to be like 10, 15%, not for a full 100%. So we start looking for how can we really help and really provide this kind of capability to our customer. So if you look to the right-hand side, this is where government entity trying to serve customer, providing those government services in a secured way, gives them access to give the staff access to their application from any device. But from the other side, we have this citizen, us, got spoiled, want to have everything with a finger clicks on our phone, using mobile apps, and being able to get those capability and services without any disturbance in the same traditional way we used to have. But to do this, to be able to bridge this luxury to our citizens, consuming those nice to have services from the government, we're stuck in the middle between legacy app, those application used by our government entity is not a SaaS app, is not a cloud native apps. We cannot consume it like from a browser. So it maybe need a special access. To access, I need to be in the premise. I cannot access it from anywhere, and security and compliance to be able to have those application access or data in a secured way, and definitely being able to go with those services in a fast way compared to the traditional way. So we thought, let us think about a different way of giving this access to the application. So we reshaped our offering to our customer using what we call any. If I put the citizen in the center of my strategy, and I try to afford and give them the flexibility they used to have today from their mobile, accessing any application in their phone. So I said, okay, let us combine all this in a digital governance, and let us play on a 3 golden rule. One, I want to give them access to any application. This could be my legacy application within my data center, could be a SaaS application consumed from a browser in any cloud provider, could be a cloud native app. And I want to make sure they access this application from any device. So this is my mobile, Samsung or Apple or Apple-based, my laptop, Windows or Mac, or could be any smart device I'm using. And I can consume it from any cloud. Could be my data center, my private cloud locally today in my data center, or it could be in the future or now in an Azure, in an AWS, in one of those hyperscalers. And this is really what helped us, what helped our customers to be able to overcome all of these issues during the pandemic. Being able to access any application, running on any cloud from any device. And this was the key for the success of most of our customers, especially in the government entry. And this gives a customer 3 main benefits. One is agility. So as a citizen, I can consume the government services without the traditional issues or a problem I used to have. It's convenient for me as a consumer to this application and these services, so I don't need to wait. I don't want to have like maybe a month till I have my passport finalized and sent back to me. And definitely trust. It provides all the security measure I really need. So if we try to look more detail, how can we really provide this to our government entities? And we worked with a lot of government across the world where we try to shape this strategy. So first layer, it's about the data center itself. Legacy data center supporting legacy app will not sustain for so much. So we want to look for how we can innovate, how can we modernize those data centers? How can we really provide a new values? Angry citizen like me who stays a month or a year for getting a passport is really not a good value for me receiving from my government. So I'm looking for a new value to be received in this era. Or how can I really provide for the citizen a new exception experience? Now we are spoiled. We order everything by few clicks on our phone. How can we do the same with the government services where we got this in a few clicks on our phone also, renewing our visa, ordering a new passport, and being able to get a residency. So all of this, how can I achieve it also in a few clicks? And how can I give for my staff the way to work from anywhere? So those government employees, suddenly they couldn't reach offices for a reason or another, maybe lockdown like last year, or we don't know in the future what could happen. So we won't be able to provide access to the services from anywhere. And finally, how can I make sure it's protected? How can I make sure it's secure? Because now is not any longer the traditional model where I wake up in the morning, drive to my office, sit on my desk, and the IT knows this is my station, and this is the network connection, and this is how it's secured. Now I can connect from a cafe, on the go, from Uber, while I'm moving to the office. So how can I make sure the device itself is secure, the connectivity from this device to the data center is secure, and even the data within my data center is secure. So security became really a very important here. So we worked with all government entities to make sure we have a solution covering each pillar of those 5 pillars. So if we look more detail on each one of these pillars very quick, modernize the infrastructure itself. Old model of buying server from a vendor, network from a vendor, storage from a third vendor, trying to combine all of this, integrate, it will not work. It works, but it takes months, and months for us now is not an acceptable measure. So we need a days, if not an hours. So that's why modernize the data center is the first step to go for like a modern app, because you want a different way of consuming those compute resources from your data center to be an API based. You want to have a portability for this application in the future from the data center to the cloud. So that's why modernized data center is the key now for all of our customers to have an efficiency and agility and being able to run a modern app. Few years ago, application used to run in a virtual machine. Now application run in a container. So can I provide this containerized platform for a new way of delivering and packaging an application? So this is again one of the key you need to look for modernized data center. And this is one of our customers where we really worked with them. This is a Grand Street Group. They achieved by modernizing the data center a better, reducing for a risk security, protecting the data, and optimize for whatever is needed by the business. For the second pillar, to extend and add a different capability to our consumer, which is the citizen. Again, this is the key. Time to market is very valuable and very important. I cannot work for a year to create a services and then think how to publish this service, how to be consumed, how to be secured. So we want to make sure we'll be able to provide and give this kind of services in a fast way to our consumer, deliver it in an easy way. And again, one of our customers is a Cubic, where it's a military grade solution where we reduce the consumptions of power within their data center. We deliver in a 4x the deployment of the solutions. We provide the highest availability for them. The third pillar about the exceptional citizen center. So now I can, as a citizen, I can access all the services from a normal device, any device in my hand. And again, one of our customers who is doing this is the city of Taylor, where they developed a sort of smart cities where all citizens can consume all the government services in the go without need to go to queue in a traditional citizen services model. And to empower and scale remote government workforce, we want to give the employee itself of the government the way they connect from anywhere, which is a global demand now by all entities. All companies now is either implemented or looking to implement a way of giving this remote access distributed workforce for all the staff. And this is again one of the pillars we focus with our government solution to the government entity, where we give this capability to all the staff. And this is the city of a metropolitan Durham capital, where we give them such a solution where the staff, they don't need to go in the morning to the workplace, physical workplace, to resume their work activity. They can do it remotely from anywhere. And lastly, how to protect the government data and this confidential assets by the citizens. This is a medical file. This is national health information. So to be able to provide this, we worked hardly with all of our government entities to be able to provide all the compliance and security measure for their data and application, either on data center, on the transit, on the device itself from the access. So provides this zero trust model. It was one of the key we worked with all government entities to achieve. And again, one of our well-known customer stake, it's in the US, providing a security services to a lot of military entities in USA, and they are using those services nowadays as one of our customers. So it's not only about today. So we need to work with you for today to make sure we empower the citizen to consume the services, to protect the data and security, but also we want to prepare for what's coming next. And this is the key. We used to present this for a customer years ago, and they didn't feel really what it means to be prepared, what's coming next till we have this pandemic, lockdown, COVID, or what, name it, whatever. We saw customers were really okay, managed, be able to cope and provide the services the normal way because they were prepared for what's coming next. So usually when we work with our government entity, we are not focusing on what we need to deliver today. It goes without saying, but we also want to make sure we are ready for what could come in the future. So this is how VMware is really helping our government entity, how to have a cloud-centric solution, how can we provide a citizen-centric services in a fast and an efficient way. With that, I would like to thank you, and hopefully it was beneficial for you. Thank you.